Good stuff there. Basketball right here in Florida playing Friday night, 9:25, 9:30-ish, right? And then, of course, again on Sunday, the winner of Clemson and Iowa. So, all right, we did get a question in here, guys. Make sure you send a few more. But Matthew Walker does ask, biggest conference game on the schedule?
I mean, it maybe not have any meaning, but I think Ole Miss is one that a lot of people have circled just for, storyline purposes. Personally, I'm super excited about Oklahoma. It's the first time playing them in conference. They come to the Swamp. I think that's a cool one.
I got two, but
lay it on me.
You can't take the whole schedule, Dave.
No. Okay, just hear me out. First of all, Georgia is always Georgia.
Yeah, I thought that was a given. That's easy. Yeah, that one didn't count.
On the road at Auburn.
That was mine.
Yeah, it's the first conference game. Auburn first conference game. It's the first road game of the season.
It was the other school that was going to hire you.
Yeah,
we don't play well there historically. When they throw us a bone every 20 years and let us play there.
Yep. We've also been scarred of not playing well on the road, so we could eliminate that very quickly. I agree. That's where I was headed. It's the first. Yeah, it could really set the stage for the rest of the year if you're able to go into Auburn. Again, that coach got hired at the same time. You did a better job of retaining. You did a better job of bringing in. I think they have we brought a higher class in. We brought a better portal class in. Outside of playing away, you on paper are better. You were the more sought after coach. There's no reason you walk in there. The only thing I would say they have an advantage over is I think there's a lot of people high on Byron Brown just because of what he did last year. But I mean, how much of an advantage is a USF quarterback? I mean, this isn't a shot, and he played well. He beat us, but it's still there should be a change, right? We shouldn't be the team of old. So I think that game is one that can really set the tone.
The Auburn, USF, War Eagle, Tigers, Bulls. Is that what we're going with?
That's the team. That's the one. That's the one.
There's a ton of guys from USF there, so it's also not like a clash of styles. Some are all, I'm not bringing my AAC Tulane guys except for specialists with me. And the other side of it is you go to Auburn, you're playing a lot of USF guys that were on that roster last year.
Yeah, that's true. Do you guys see in the chats all the comments about Jarvis Moss and Steve is in there, Harris, and he pointed out that Jarvis was a 5-star who really didn't produce until his junior year, and Jarvis Moss was Eric's roommate senior year of college, and but they're right. He had a staph infection in his hip, and he walked around for like 6 weeks with an IV directly into the bone to get rid of that. But it wasn't until Urban staff came in that they actually figured out what was wrong with him. I can give you some Jarvis Moss lore. The week leading up to the South Carolina game, he had been suspended the game before, recreational activity or something. But that whole week leading up to it, he was like, every night when I would see him, I would go and I'd cook dinner for them. And he would be like, Ali, I'm going to win this game. I am going to personally win this game for us. And he called it the entire week. And then it happened, and he smoked a cigar and let my 6-year-old brother smoke it with him. So who is now a 28-year-old attorney. So I guess it didn't harm him too much, but there's some Jarvis Moss lore for you.
There we go.
Blue game.
Steve checking in too. Dave, not a question, but LJ will have a Jarvis Moss like comeback this year.
I love it.
There we go.
That would be great. He also signed the cock blocker after every autograph from that moment on for months.
It's so funny because I remember, Ali, I think I sent this to you, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I did. But I was going through, I still work for Channel 4 here in Jacksonville. And I was going through some archive footage, and it was either that game or something. And our photographer, Matt, had turned around and shot the crowd. And I was like, hey, there's a young Ali Peek right there.
That's pretty funny. It was definitely in the stands for all of those. And that's like seared in my brain, that game forever. But Jarvis called his shot there, and he was correct. And he did want to say he went 15th overall. That was when he got drafted by Denver. And, the people commenting no national championship with Jarvis Moss, that's absolutely true.
Yep.
Huge contributor that year.
JM Gator said OU in the swamp. We're agreeing with Ali there. And Andrew did say Georgia. And another question, another schedule question. Christopher Hayward asked, what team on the schedule do you have feel like we are not losing to on the schedule besides Florida State? All right, take the first two away as well.
I mean, I can't imagine we go on the road and lose to Auburn as the opener to the SEC of the Summerall era. I feel like he's too competitive for that to happen. Although, it is not
about our house of horrors there.
It is a house of horrors. It's not a fun place to play. It is a really fun place to visit. It is my birthday weekend too, so I will probably be there as well. But I just can't. I don't know. Knowing what we know about him, don't you think that's one he has circled? Because there's no way he's going to open conference play with a loss to a team that is also replacing a coach and that he didn't pick.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. I think it's spot on. If I had to pick a different one, I'm battling back and forth in my head here. I'm between Mizzou and Vandy are the two. And look, I think Mizzou for me is because they lost Kelly Moore, their offensive coordinator. And I think that's going to be a huge factor now. And Austin Simmons was just named the starter today.
Yeah.
Over their 4-star guy. But I think for that team, I don't think that Mizzou bodes a very tough and gritty team. And I think we've got bullied by them because of what we had. I don't see Summerall losing to that, just that style of football, to be quite honest with you. That's more where my head's at with it. I think Austin Simmons will be great for Mizzou. I'm more high on Will Stein at Kentucky than I am in Mizzou. Vandy's another one I was circling just because Pavio being gone, but I like Clark Lee a lot. And South Carolina's weird just because it's Beamer ball, but they have every reason to be good this year outside of having Shane Beamer as their coach. Like that's where I'm like weird on that one. Like they've got a lot of guys stacked up and ready to go, but they still have Shane Beamer calling the play. So who knows?
I'm going Kentucky. You can't lose the first year head coach Will Stein.
Yeah.
It's a good one too.
And it's John Summerall's alma mater. He is.
Yeah.
He's going to have that one circled as well. It's like, I can't.
He's circling a lot. This year.
He probably has a whole schedule circled. Fine to guess. You know what I mean? It's just
he probably does.
He's sitting there watching at home like, you assholes, I don't want to lose any of them.
Yeah. We don't need the coach. We don't either. Believe me.
No,
rat poison.
We do
rat
not.
poison. Rat poison.
So we're too used to it. Comments here. Auburn absolutely sets the tone. Going back to earlier, Summerall not losing to Kentucky.
You answer so many things with that game, right? Because again, Auburn is going to have a new coach. So who has a new coach? I put Mizzou slightly in this category because of I think Kellen Moore played a huge factor as OC, similar to what Buster was able to do for Georgia Tech. But you've got obviously Auburn with a new coach. Ole Miss has a new coach. Kentucky has a new coach. So, and again, I put Mizzou into that category as well. FSU is having a complete flip over. Auburn sets the tone in the sense that it's all in those categories, but also it's on the road in a hostile place where, I mean, a lot of teams have trouble. I mean, Georgia's had trouble there even when Auburn's been bad. So that's just a place that you have to go into. They had their own way, their own style of how they approach the portal. They got rid of a lot of their kind of big star players that were taking up probably a lot of their NIL money that were Hugh Freeze recruits. They kind of went their own way about it. So they have you're kind of having a battle of two evils here. And if you can get that monkey off of your back, there's some guys on that roster that have been a part of a losing team for the last couple of years and going on the road and losing. And think about it. At this point, they've overcome a lot of things that they probably didn't think they could overcome, whether it be winning the gauntlet, going through strength and conditioning with this new staff. They've been challenged and push, and have reaped the benefits, if you will, of answering to the buck. You show up to Auburn and you win that game, it's like, damn. Like everything we've been told and been dying, it actually paid off. So now all it takes is a small little flick like that of like, we were just killing ourselves. And now we're not anymore. So that game to me could be, because it's not talent. It's not, the level is like this. It's marginally thin. It's how do you get out of beating yourself? Coach Summerall said it. And if you can go in that game and win that game, I think they it snaps a switch on them and they go berserk.